Hey guys, sorry it's been forever that I've made a video. I've been really busy with college and stuff, and um, also I've been having this issue with my computer where like the microphone doesn't want to pick up every word I say. If you watched my makeup tutorial video, you may have noticed that. Um, so there was that problem, and I'm still not sure as to how to fix it exactly, but I'm trying to work with a different program on my computer now, which maybe that'll eliminate the problem. Hopefully. Um, anyway, so about a month ago, I did receive a package. I got it the first day I actually started college, and I'll review the stuff I got in that package in probably soon. But today what I want to talk about is actually my experience of wearing Lolita to college. I'm not wearing Lolita right now, but because it's not what I wear every day, I integrate it with the other styles I wear. But I think it's important to talk about this because I know a lot of beginning Lolitas, as I can still consider myself to be, are scared, I guess is a good way to put it, like feel like intimidated in a way by other people and how they'll react to seeing something that's that different and so out there than what you normally see. So I just want to take this video to just talk about it. If that's alright. It's my video, so okay. Since it's getting colder, yay, I've actually gotten the chance to wear Lolita when I like leave the house and I'm not, dying in my petticoat with it being all like disgusting and sticky and like sticking to me and sweating and stuff. So I wore my Fantastic Dolly replica JSK. I know it's a replica, but I don't. Side note: I don't have a problem with replicas. So yeah, I'm just gonna open that can of worms right here, and then close it, and then move on. And I also wore this blouse I got. It's by Infanta. Oh, and it's so gorgeous. It's just like the most gorgeous blouse I think I'll ever own, which makes me really want to shop with Infanta way more often. So, I wasn't planning on wearing Lolita the day I did. It was kind of like a spontaneous thing. Like I was on my computer and I was looking at the Weather Channel app, and it said it was going to be like the low to mid 70s, and I was just like, I thought to myself, I think I could do this. I can. It's the perfect weather, and I'm really excited to wear it because I hadn't worn it out of the house yet. So, you gotta do that. It's like rite of passage for a new dress. You gotta wear it out. And so I turned to my boyfriend and I was like, babe, I think I want to wear Lolita tomorrow. And he was like, do it. See, he's all for it. He thinks it's so adorable. And then I made a post on Tumblr about it. And I have some followers on there that are into Lolita, and then I have others that aren't. But someone was just like, do it. You'll look so cute. And so I was like, I just had the moment of like, just thinking to myself, I can do it. I can wear Lolita to school tomorrow. And I'll just do it. And so before I knew it, I got my cord knit all ready, and I had it all nice and ready for the next day. I made sure my petticoat was all perfect and it wasn't deflating in any way. Um, and then I got really excited. And I almost couldn't sleep, but you know, I managed. Um, and like when I got dressed, I'm not sure if anyone else who wears Lolita feels like this, but it's when you actually get all dressed up and then you have your makeup and your hair done, it makes me feel really good. Like it makes me feel as if I were a princess or something. Which I'm not like 12 years old or anything, but um, every girl is a princess. So it just felt really nice wearing it. After that point, oh, I was so scared. I was so scared because I was thinking to myself, oh no, here I go. Here I go. I'm all dressed up. There's no turning back now. It's time for me to leave the house. And then I started like freaking out. My mom told me I looked cute, so I was like, yes. And then I like when we turned into like where the college is, because I don't live on campus. And we just like when she dropped me off and I got out of the car, I was thinking to myself, here I go. Either this is going to be a major success or I'm going to feel embarrassed all day. But I felt confident. Like, I didn't want to. Because I've watched, you know, videos on YouTube of other Lolitas talking about their experiences and stuff. And a lot of them said it's what you give out. I believe this Miss Lilith said this. Like, she was talking about how when she goes out, if you send out good vibes, people usually respond positively back to you. So I tried to do that, and it worked really well, actually. Like I went in the library in the morning, and like I sat down, and the librarian kind of looked at me like thinking, like, what is she wearing? But I just smiled, and she smiled back. And I went in my little spot in the back of the library and sat down, got on my tablet, was all like, Tumblr in the morning. And then the next thing I know, I look up and there are these two guys and this one chick that's in my math class just sitting like across the way. And they're kind of looking at me, thinking, and I was thinking that they were going to be like, what is she wearing? Oh, she looks so weird. But after a bit, I had to go to my philosophy class, and one of the guys turned around just like to me, and I was just like, thank you. And it was my first compliment of the day, if I can call a thumbs up a compliment. And after that, it was kind of nice because I walked to my class and people were looking at me because it's not, we're not in the 1800s anymore, so we don't usually see a girl with a big puffy skirt and long sleeve frillies anymore. So it was, I know I was dressing differently. But actually, when I was waiting for my class to open, this person just walked up to me and it was like, you go, Lolita. And I was just like, because someone knew the style and like they respected me for dressing the way I was, and it's really nice to hear good job. Then that thing really eventful happened in that class, so I'll skip it. But I got more looks and stuff from people when I was walking from my class back to the library. But when I got into the library, there was this one girl who just started freaking out. She was just like, "Oh my god, Lolita," and then she was like all over me. She was like, "I love your dress," which, you know, I was kind of expecting for someone who knows Lolita to be like, "Ew, you're wearing a replica, blah 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 blah, replicas are bad, blah 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 blah," because that's what you usually see on Tumblr or anywhere else. I really see a lot of Lolita community stuff, which makes me kind of sad inside, but that's another story. But no, she's like, "You look so cute. You're perfect." And like, I mean, I know I'm not the perfect Lolita. I mean, there are way, 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 way better Lolitas than me. But it was really nice to hear that. And so I sat in the library for a bit more, and then I left to go get lunch. Now, this is when I started getting negative reactions, because it was 11:30, which means majority of college students are out of their classes and stuff. So when I was walking to go get lunch at Chick-fil-A, one, the place was packed, and two, there are people everywhere, and they just kind of were. And I remember when I was walking up to Chick-fil-A, this whole group of people, this one person just started pointing towards me. And then the whole group just simultaneously turned around in my direction when I was walking towards, Chick-fil-A. Which did kind of scare me a little bit, because I thought I was going to, like, when I walked by, they'd start laughing at me or something. But they didn't say anything, so, you know. When I got into Chick-fil-A, though, I'm not really one for enjoying being in the spotlight, really. I mean, I'm just like everyone else. I like confidence boost, but it's really, really weird for me when a bunch of people are paying attention to me. And that's what happened. It was like one of those scenes out of a movie, where someone does something weird, and then simultaneously all the people look in that direction, and then they all start talking about that person. It was like that in a restaurant where there's people everywhere. And I was kind of like, at that moment I was kind of overwhelmed, and I wanted to just get out of there as fast as I could. But I was meeting up with someone for lunch, so I couldn't exactly do that. I couldn't text and be like, "Hey, I can't meet lunch because I walked into the restaurant and everyone's paying attention to me." So I just walked past everyone, and I tried to be cool and pull out my cell phone and just be like, "Yeah, I'm walking away, and I'm cool. Nothing to see here, just a Lolita getting lunch." The person I was meeting up with, they kind of looked at me weird, because I hadn't dressed like that at college yet, so they didn't know, and they don't really know the fashion. So, they were kind of like, "Huh?" They didn't say anything about it, though. And when they went to get lunch, because I brought lunch, I kind of sat down in the booth, and these two people that sat behind me were just like whispering, and then the guy was like, "Miss?" And then I just kind of turned around, and he's like, "I just love this whole thing you got going on. This whole thing, I just love it." And I think I actually started blushing, because I thought everyone was just gonna be like, "What are you wearing?" and then laughing at me and stuff. But no, it was nice, and he didn't even know what the fashion was. He just thought I looked adorable, which was really sweet. And when I turned back around, he was freaking out about how the head bow had the same matching print on it. And I don't know, I thought that was nice. There were a few people that did sit a bit away that were laughing, but I know that people that generally give a negative reaction to something new are ignorant asshats and don't deserve your attention and or time. Uh, um, Other positive reactions I got during lunch were about three people came up to the table I was sitting at and complimented me on my dress. And one of them even asked, "Oh my god, are you a Lolita?" And I kind of feel bad about like taking the title like, yes, I'm a Lolita, because I mean, I know I have a bunch of dresses and stuff, and I have petticoats and accessories and stuff, but I feel like I don't deserve that title or something. I don't know. I think it's just because I'm a beginner or something. But so I was like, yes, I am, and she just started like being like, oh my god, freaking out. So that was interesting, to say the least. When I was leaving, someone had met up with me and the person I was sitting with, and we were getting like treats and stuff, like candy. And this one girl was like, when I was checking out the thing, she was like, "I love your dress. It is so cute." And I don't know, the compliments I got all day were consistently nice. Um, like, I didn't have one person come up to me and say, "What are you doing? What are you wearing?" Um, I mean, when I went to my economics class, the person that sat in front of me, when they turned around, they were like, "Whoa, you look more adorable than usual today." And I was just like, "Thank you." Um, and in my math class, uh, one girl was asking me how I sat down in the petticoat. So I showed her, like, because, you know, you have to lift up the petty so you don't deflate it. And she was like, "That's so cool." Like, she just loved the look. She thought it was interesting and different. Um, and the girl that sat next to me, she wanted to feel the fabric of the dress, and she wanted to know what exactly a petticoat was. Which I didn't know. People didn't know what a petticoat was. But, you know, that's probably just me being weird. Uh, my teacher said something weird to me. She was like, "Are you feeling okay today?" Which I don't know what that's supposed to imply. I said yes, and she was like, "That's good." I didn't know that dressing that way would get that reaction, but that's something I got. It was different. When I was heading home, actually, someone started freaking out because they knew the print, actually. And they were just like, "I love Fantastic Dolly." And that was nice. At the moment I started freaking out, and I was like, "Oh my, no, if they come close enough, they're gonna know it's a replica." Because, you know, there are obvious differences in the quality. But no, they didn't say that at all. They just thought it was cute, which is nice. When I got picked up, actually, that's when I actually started getting negative reactions to the fashion. My aunt picked me up, and her mom was in the cart, along with my grandma. And my aunt doesn't really know what Lolita is. She thought it was related to anime. So she thought I was cosplaying. So I started explaining the fashion. And her mom started freaking out, which I don't understand, because, I mean, the lady's a dinosaur. I mean, it's designed off of 1950s and 40s outfits, so, I mean, if you're as archaic as that lady is, I mean, I'm pretty sure you at least recognize the silhouette. But besides that, she was just like, "Why are you dressing like that?" I was like, "Don't you think that's weird?" and blah, 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 blah. But my aunt was like, "No, it's cute." It's like it's alternative and it's different. Um, and my aunt actually, she was driving me home, she actually wanted to know more about the fashion. So I started telling her about the origins of the fashion, how it really started being a thing in 1990s in Harajuku, Japan, and all that good stuff. And how it's based off of Victorian and 1950s and 40s American style dresses and stuff. And she thought it was really cool. She said she was going to look it up later, and when I talked to her later that day, she said she was like, when she went home, she was just into it. She was just researching it, and she thought it was so cool. So it's kind of a bittersweet thing to it. When I got home, I made GIFs of my outfit because I have a tendency to do that on Tumblr. Like, I just like putting my outfits online because I do. Why not? And a bunch of people told me I was cute, which is really, that's the norm for me on Tumblr. Not really sure why I get that response so much, but I'm not gonna be like, no, don't call me cute, I'm manly, you know. So overall, my experience of wearing Lolita out of the house and to college was really good. It was a really good experience, and I'm probably gonna do it again when it gets much colder, because it did start getting hotter towards the end of the day, and the worst thing to be wearing when it starts getting into like 80 degrees outside is, you know, a long sleeve shirt and a JSK and a petticoat and tights. It's just a bad combo. It's like the worst like combo ever, because as my boyfriend put it, Lolita is like your own personal heater. You will be warm. No matter what the temperature is, you will be warm. You become a polar bear thing. A cute little kawaii polar bear walking around. And you're just all warm and cute and stuff, and have the ability to destroy things if, you know, you want to, because you're a human being and humans do that. So, yeah. That's what I wanted to talk about for this video. I probably went on way longer than anyone really cares like to know, but I feel like it's really important to talk about these sorts of things and like experiences as Lolita you have, you know, just going out in the world and wearing what you want to wear, because it is a different style and not a lot of people know about it, because I mean it's still quite a baby fashion. I mean, it's just a little bit older than I am. So there's that. One last thing I want to note. Yesterday, actually, the person that came up to me and said, "You go, Lolita," came up to me and introduced herself and said that she didn't believe that she could partake in the fashion, which personally I think that's like, she says that she's too old for it, and I don't think anyone's too old for Lolita. I mean, maybe a classic look or more toned down goth would be better, but no one's too old to wear whatever they want to wear. And thanked me for being brave enough to wear what I wanted to wear. And that was really nice of her. And if I see any Lolitas on campus ever, or when I'm just out doing errands and stuff, I'm going to remember to say, you go Lolita, because it matters. Because when you're doing something completely different from other people, sometimes you feel like an outsider. I think that's a good way to put it. So, personal anecdote aside, I will be doing a review of my Fantastic Dolly JSK. 2 Infanta blouses I got. One's a cut sew, one is a regular blouse. What else did I get? Replica of Melty Mermaid, the JSK in purple and black, and replica of Little Bear's Cafe in brown. So that's what's ahead, and I'm gonna try to make these more regularly. Since I'm like halfway through the semester, it's a bit easier for me now because I have somewhat more time, considering my classes keep getting canceled sometimes and I come home early. But yeah. See you guys next time, whenever that next time will be, and you go Lolita.